What's going on, everyone? ODC here. Excuse me. And I'm back with another action figure review. I haven't done a live review in quite a bit. Um, this is pretty fun and exciting to do. Um, let's see how this goes as far as quality goes. Because I would like for everyone, well, I need to get that. You need to move over here, madam, Moselle. And move those two closer, right in the middle. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well on this hump day, middle of the week, this fine Wednesday here. I'm trying to figure out my lighting here. It's a little bit blurry today. Let me see if I can adjust something. Okay, I can't adjust much. This is the only crux that I hate about live, is that my internet's kind of weird in my area, and I almost sometimes have to stay away from doing live things unless I'm doing it on my laptop. Like all the thrill of the toy hunts, I usually do on my laptop with a better camera because the camera in here is a little bit spotty sometimes. But anyway, here we have Valaverse Action Force Wave 3. Wow. And just about a year, we've gotten 3 waves of a specialty toy line, specialty toy line. We've got 3 waves. We technically have got more than 3 waves. We've actually got the SDS wave, the special deployment series. We've got wave 1, wave 2A, wave 2B, and then wave SDS, and then wave 3. So we've actually got more than just 3 waves, but on paper it looks like we only have got 3 waves. Really impressed with this wave. I quite like it a bit. I've already picked my favorite of the bunch, and that's solely due to where she actually resides from. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I'll give people a little bit more time while I'm doing that. I'll just kind of discuss some of the SDS. I haven't really made a video on them, and I was going to. We'll discuss this gentleman first, and then we'll get to this. Expect full reviews on both of these. This is Blowback, and this is the reissue for the Steel Brigaders. Now, I do have the Commander helmet. I'm actually going to do a custom. That's why I'm going to do the SDS stuff. Just because there's going to be another version of this guy, just in different paint deco and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. That's coming. Like I said, while I'm waiting for people to trickle in, I'll just kind of overall thoughts and comments and concerns about the SDS wave. Really don't have too many issues other than some of the rifles on the characters have been kind of recycled a little bit too much, I would say, between the SDS wave and especially the wave 3. Characters are using kind of the same rifles, and that's fine. I get it. Uniformity, totally understand it. Not going to nitpick, but for me, purpose-wise, I switched stuff up. Blowback is supposed to be a marksman. Now, you don't necessarily have to be a sniper to be a marksman, but I decided to give him this marksman rifle, so to speak. I thought it made a little bit more sense than the assault rifle he was given, which I believe I actually gave to her, but we'll get to that because she came with the same rifle he has, but just in a different paint color. Sorry, excuse me. Blah, blah, blah. Can't talk. But I like Blowback. It's definitely a funny name. There's the 12-year-old side of ODC coming out. Overall, there's a lot of reuse with the body and stuff like that with blowback, and clearly with some of the previous waves that we've seen, wave 2A and 2B kind of reusing some of the, excuse me, the tack vest for the most part, at least for the most part. This is where it really switched up was the I want to say the AA-12 automatic shotgun, my favorite shotgun ever in existence. I love the sleek design of it. It's in one of my favorite Predator movies, featured clearly, and yeah, I love it. I'd love to own one day. Hopefully that will happen. And I love the internal shock absorber that it actually has within inside of it. It has like one of the lowest recoils of any shotgun ever made. But anyway, I digress. I'm not here to talk about guns all day. I like these two. Like I said, I'll give a full review on them. They won't be a live review. They'll just be a full review. And I'll also give you an update on the once I get my other my night ops finally in, which I finally pulled the trigger on the night ops. I'll include the night ops with the SDS stuff, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's get them out of here, and we'll get moving on wave 3 here. We've got all of wave 3, or at least what I ordered here. We've got from left to right, we've got the Steel Brigade Female Trooper. Now you can choose to use her as a trooper, or you can as a commander, because Action Force or Valaverse was smart enough to actually include the gold commander head inside with the packaging and everything, and I thought that was pretty intelligent. Next up, we've got Eclipse. I want to say the figure I was looking forward to the most. This, I know probably a lot of people are looking forward to Pandora, which to her left, and there she is, Mrs. Miranda Kelly. Eclipse's name is Diane Tamayo, I think. Yes, Tamayo. And then to her left is Killswitch, Layla Richardson. And yeah, I really like this bunch. I think it's a really good bunch, a really good batch. I like the simplistic, if you just get the 4 core characters, that's it. You'll save yourself some money if you don't want to buy the whole wave, which the other 2 are just 2 more army builders as far as like Republic commandos and stuff like that. Troopers, I'll just say Republic troopers, that part in this universe right here, the Valaverse universe. But pretty pleased overall, I have to say. I did have to heat up all my figures. I didn't have to, I just choose to. So, and I think that makes sense for the most part. I want to say probably the 2 most unique, or I want to say the most unique out of Pandora. She's definitely got her own style tack vest, which is not reused by anybody else in this wave. You also have, let me see, you also have her vest. Her arms are, she's got the kind of wrapped fists, and then clearly the head sculpt. I'm going to dive deeper into it as we go along, but and I apologize if anything is blurry right now. It's like I said, working live, it's kind of tough, but hopefully you guys can see everything good. I know it's quite blurry as I'm looking at my playback here, so I do apologize, but I'm doing the best I can with what I have. So bear with me. Maybe if I do this, this will help a little bit more. Let me see if that works at all. Let me see. I know it's really blurry right now. This is, I was kind of hanky about actually doing this live, just because, and that's why I don't do as many live reviews anymore, just due to the quality as to when I'm shooting. So it's not an excuse. The quality got a little bit better. Yeah, definitely a little bit better. It's definitely not an excuse, but there's nothing really I can do. The internet in my area is kind of crappy. So I figure we'll start off with the Steel Brigader right here. We'll start off with her. Hopefully, everybody in the background doesn't try to hog the spotlight while we're discussing her. I know that can happen from time to time when you're reviewing a figure, and then everybody in the background is trying to steal a spotlight here, trying to take the focus away. But this is a really nice figure. I decided to give her. I think this is actually Blowback's rifle here. I swapped them. She actually does come with a rifle, which we'll get to, and all of her accessories, which are in here. We'll get to all of that and all that fun stuff. But I want to talk about the figure itself and just let you guys know how these figures are as far as the quality goes. And I got to say that they're pretty well done. I don't have too many gripes or really that many nitpicks. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a army, army guy figure here. The figure itself, like I said, all new tack vest, all new bodies, all new heads, all new everything with this wave. Well, except for the sidearms and the holsters, but we'll get to that. Well, actually, there is some new tooling on the holster right here, so it's a little bit better. Yeah, and I am really buffering badly. So I don't know. If this does continue, I might halt the live stream. Let me see if I can do something about this. Hold on a second. Let's see if that helps. I really do apologize for this quite a bit. Maybe this will help. Hopefully. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's better. There we go. Okay. Had to get off the Wi-Fi. I'm telling you, if I am on my Wi-Fi at all, the quality drastically goes down exponentially. Like it's insane how useless my Wi-Fi is. So I have to work off my cellular data. So anyway, but that's what it's there for. Like I said, all new body, tight joints are tight. I was about to say tights are joints. But figure looks really good. Very pleased. I like the new head sculpt, and this is a new head sculpt. It is not just a male head on a female body. They size down the head to fit proportionally to the female body. I really like this new tack vest. It looks really good with all of the new detail. It almost looks like a spinal column going down. It's like spinal column armor for the back plate. Looks really good. We've got two other back plates up top for the shoulder blades right here. You'll see it does have an empty knife holster. It's just because the knife is in here. Not to worry. Nothing was missing or anything like that. The front is really cool. I love this. I love this design as far as the ammo holsters, and you can take out the magazines for the assault rifle right here if you want to. I'll have to get the other magazines since I'm going to give her this rifle. I'll have to find the other two magazines for this particular gun for her. Like I said, I just wanted to switch it up. Those include these magazines, which actually go to the marksman rifle. So there's that. And I'll just kind of scooch her in there. There we go. So you can see the side artwork right here. It looks pretty good. Overall, like I said, really nice tight joints on here. I did use some heat on it. I go with a heat gun as opposed to just using hot water. Sometimes I use hot water. It depends on how I'm feeling that day, I guess. But she does have double jointed elbows and double jointed knees. She's got really good range of motion. I want to say better range of motion than the female G.I. Joe figures. That's just what I think. After articulating some G.I. Joes, especially Dusty, and I just shot his review, and his review will be up soon, I've noticed that with looking down the sights, the G.I. Joe classifieds figures get close to doing it, but they still can't quite get there. Where the Valaverse figures can really look down the sight. I mean, really look down the sights of their rifles. I just feel like these are a little bit better engineered than the classifieds. Classifieds line is really good. I just don't think they hold a candle to the articulation range of motion that these offer. They have very similar articulation and range of motion, but it's not quite the same. But anyway, I digress off of that. Like I said, the helmet looks really good. Here's a nice close-up of the helmet right here. Looks very nicely done. You got some little scratches and scuffs as far as paint detail goes throughout the breastplate. Looks really good. We've got the insignia for the Steel Brigade's insignia, excuse me. The paintwork and line work looks really crisp and clean, very consistent, I want to say, throughout the toy line. I really haven't noticed too much slop and paint throughout the entire toy line, to be honest with you. I really haven't. I mean, there might be some touches here and there, but I want to say this is one of the most consistent lines that I've seen as far as quality control goes. I've had a couple issues here and there, but I mean, that's really for a brand new toy line. It's only been, what, a year old? Just over a year old. That's really good. That is really good. That means it's a really good company that nips stuff in the bud right away. So I know a lot of people had issues with the Wave 1 vests, but they rectified that with Wave 2A and 2B and so on. So they're much easier to clasp now. Yeah, everything looks really good. Nice. If you want to take the vest off, you can just pop it off right here where the seam is. It's not very hard to do. She does have a separate belt piece that goes underneath the Tack vest right here. I like all the little kind of like straps and stuff that you can see here. I might have to go and touch up some of these strap things with a little bit of black paint just for the buckle pieces. Excuse me. Holy Toledo. Sorry about that. I was trying to mute and I couldn't find the button. Oh, I apologize for that. Anyway, she does come with 2 trigger hands in the package. That's how all Valaverse figures come. She does also have extra hands. She's got 2 fist hands. She's got 2 cupping hands. And she's got 2 gripping hands, regular gripping hands that do not have triggers. So she comes with all the hands that you could possibly want. This is a $32 figure. I feel like it's priced accordingly. She does come with 3 magazines total, a rifle, and an extra head for if you want to make her a commander. So, like I said, she does come with the marksman rifle, which is essentially the same one as Blowback has here that I gave him. Like I said, I just wanted to switch her up a little bit, so I did decide to give her this kind of AR type rifle right here, just to switch it up because she is a troop builder at the end of the day. Like I said, the holster does have some new tooling here. It's got some kind of sculpted in magazines right here for the pistol, which she does come with right here, that all the Steel Brigaders and most of the Team Action Force come with. It does have a pistol hole, as does this rifle and pretty much every rifle in this toy line for the blast effects. So you can go with that if you want to. As far as her articulation does go, her head can still do a full 360 rotation. Her head can look up, and I mean really way up. And if you want to get her into sniping poses, whatever you want to do, she can actually accomplish that because of the range of motion in the head and the fact that she can actually kind of bend back a little bit. You can get this shoulder up properly, kind of, holstering or holding the rifle. And then you can really get her into a perfect, beautiful sniping pose if you need to. And she can actually look down the sights. And just to kind of prove that before I finish off the articulation, it's just astonishing. Like, you can't get a classifieds figure to do this. You just can't get them to do it. They can't quite get there just yet. But with a Valaverse figure, you can absolutely do that. And this is probably not the best rifle to portray that with, but if she did have her cupping hand, clearly you could see she is in a prone position right here. She is cupping, and she is also looking down the sights properly. This is exactly how you want to have a sniping pose. Clearly the feet look weird, and you would obviously, bend the knee a little bit, and you'd have this kicked out and that put in, and, but this is the type of sniping pose that you need, or prone pose that you would want, something like this. So just to prove that they can do that, there you go. Let me get this back out of her hand here. And these are just really fun to just play around with, man. These are just really fun, not just action figures, but toys. They're fun toys to play with. Anyway, but she can look down as well. She can tilt side to side as well. Let's see, we got Job. Oh, we got some turkeys up in here. The arms go up about that far, and they are very tight jointed, a little bit ratcheted in the shoulder there, which is nice. So she can do her T poses just like so. So that's about maxed out right there. Looking good. Arms go down, full 360 in the arm. We do have a swivel at the bicep. We do have a double jointed elbow. That's maxed out right there as far as that goes. She does have a glove swivel, and she does have a vertical hinge joint on the trigger hands. Now, with the fist hands, they are a lateral hinge joint. With the cupping hands are a lateral hinge joint. And with the gripping hands, they are a lateral hinge joint, which makes perfect sense for what you're wanting. You're going to want the trigger hands to be verticals, and you're going to want the everything else to be a lateral. So it makes perfect sense. It really does. As far as the torso joint goes, same issue that the Black Series. The Classified series has. You can't get too much crunch here. I don't really think it's that much of a crazy hindrance, but you can still get her to swivel at the waist, which is good, and you can get her to tilt forward and back just a little bit. It's like more like a jiggle. She does have drop down hips. I'm not a big fan of drop down hips, to be honest with you, but I feel like these are a little bit better quality than the Classifieds. The Classifieds, I've had some breakage issues with their drop down hips, and unfortunately, I feel like these are actually better engineered than the Classifieds. So just to point that out, she can do the splits. Obviously, if you take the pistol out of their holster, she can get full Van damage right there. She's going to Van damage her face. And then you've got upper thigh swivel right there. We've got a double jointed, very tightly knit knee right there. We do have a boot swivel right here. We have pointy toey, pointy heely. We've got ankle pivot, and we got two peg holes at the bottom of her feet. And that is essentially the same articulation across the board here. The ladies, while they do differentiate here and there with some aesthetics, the bodies and range of motion, except for the heads, are essentially the same. Especially as far as the range of motion goes, even with the tack vests on. They are very similar. The legs across the board are pretty much reused. Pandora has the same legs as Eclipse, as has the same legs as Killswitch, as has the same legs as the female Steel Brigader. So that is something to point out as far as that goes. And that is going to about do it for the Steel Brigader. How high does she kick? Oh, she kicks all the way up. Completely vertical if you need it to. Like I said, drop down hips. There you go. And like I said, these feel much more reliable than the Classifieds. I've had plenty of Classifieds that have snapped on me, and I've had plenty of Classified Spirit Iron Knife that have stress joints at the hip. So, but she can kick and kick properly if you need her to. It's a little bit hindered with the tack vest on, but you can still get her into a kicking pose if you need her to. And she'll hold that pose, man. She will. She is very well balanced. It didn't take me long to do that, as you can see right there. So it doesn't take much for her to kick at all. And yeah, it's very nice, very well balanced, just awesome figure, man. If you don't sleep on these, guys and girls, don't sleep on these figures. They're really well done. I want to say the females, they almost feel more fluid than the males. I don't know. It's just maybe it's they're lighter. They're a little bit lighter and they're a little bit less dense than some of the males. So if you're thinking about getting them, at least get one and check it out and see if you like it. At least pick up like the Eclipse or the Steel Brigader or Kill Switch, or hell, I mean, one of the four. Any of the four are going to do pretty well for you. As far as the Commander's helmet, and I'll show you the rifle she actually comes with, as opposed to not showing it at all. And I do apologize for the crappy internet connection still. There's nothing really I can do about it at this point. I almost want to just kill the stream and almost just restart this all over again and just shoot it recorded. But here is the marksman rifle she does come with. And here is her head. Now, the heads are very easy to pop off. They're much easier than the men's are to pop off. And I'm not going to try and do too much there. See, I didn't barely even had to put too much pressure to really get the helmet off. But here she is with her Commander helmet. Let's see if I can get this on. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit loose. You might want to heat these holes up. And the holes are placed a little bit differently on these necks. And I might have to do this off camera just because the angle in which I'm doing it is a little bit awkward. There we go. But here she is with the Commander helmet on. So if you want to have the Commander, if you want to make her a regular trooper, it's entirely up to you. Pick your poison. That's why they give you the options that they do. But I think she looks really good. I'm going to personally, I'm going to have her as a trooper, and I plan on getting at least maybe 2 more down the road. So that is it. Do you guys have any questions about the Steel Brigade, female Steel Brigader while she's still up here, before I move on to Kill Switch next? I love that these helmets also look very like an eagle's head. It's pretty cool how they designed the helmets that way. It does look very, heroic. It's a very heroic look for the Steel Brigade. Redesign, I should say. I actually think I prefer the redesign over the original look. As much as I do like those original helmets from G.I. Joe Steel Brigaders, I think I kind of prefer this look as opposed to that. I don't know. They almost look like Halo jumper helmets. But so that is the female Steel Brigader. Let me get her accessories out of the way, and we'll move on to good old Kill Switch. We'll bring Mrs. Layla Richardson in here. I really like this head sculpt. This might be my favorite out of the wave here as far as the head sculpts go. I really love what they did here. They even gave her a nice little subtle nose ring. It's like a little gold nose ring. I really do like that quite a bit. The hair sculpt is very unique for the character too. Obviously, she's got the same exact tack vest as the female Steel Brigader, which I just showed. So I'm not going to go over too much as far as that goes. But I like the red. I like the overall design for her. She's sharing the same upper torso and arms and everything as the Steel Brigader as well, which makes sense. I mean, they're on a team. You're going to have some uniformity there. So I get that. Same sidearm, same holster and everything. So there's not too much to go through with her. Like I said, the head sculpt is really selling the figure. I feel like it's a gorgeous head sculpt. She looks beautiful. The eyes aren't googly or cross-eyed or anything like that. Everything is proportioned and centered the way it should be. The even the paint on the lips looks really well done. I mean, very well done. This is another figure which I think is going to be a really good hot seller as far as the Wave 3 does go. I like the red with the green and the black, and it just looks really good, man. It looks really, really, really good. I like it quite a bit. Her rank is a Chief Petty Officer. The only reason I didn't go through the rank with the female Steel Brigader is because it pretty much varies as far as that goes, depending on whether you have which head on. I gave her the, I believe this is a G36. At least that's what it looks like. Correct me if you may. But I gave her that. She also does come with a very unique rifle, which I will show you right now. It's still in the packaging here. And I think it's pretty cool that she actually comes with this rifle as well. She also comes with a masked variant head. And she also comes with hands that the Steel Brigader did as well. So that's pretty cool. She does come with this masked head, which this is an all-new sculpt as well for the females, and it is sized to the female body, so it is in proportion with the females. So there's that. She does come with this rifle, which we've seen with 3 3/4 inch. I want to say anything from Rise of Cobra all the way through Pursuit of Cobra into the 30th anniversary, and so on with the SDS and even the 50th anniversary, or SDS. I'm thinking of two totally different lines. The what's wrong with me? The Collectors Club 3 3/4 inch line. But we've also seen it with the 50th anniversary as well, with the Rock Vipers and such. They use this rifle as well. The magazine is not removable on this weapon. So you just kind of have to imagine that she has more, which, use your imagination. That's what toys are for, you know. She does have a muzzle hole, so you can put flash effects or, shooting effects on the muzzle hole. It's got a scope. It's got the stock right here. Everything looks really good. Very good. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a place to store it. Like there's not a place where you can really store it on her. It does depict that she does hold this on her back. So if you wanted to, I guess you could use one of the Valaverse backpacks and you could pop it on there and then kind of maybe wedge it on the side here, just like so. You could go that route if you wanted to. But I'm just going to stick with the G36 with her. I think it makes sense. This is her primary anyway. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to go with here. And like I said, all of the rifles and everything, they fit in their hands perfectly fine. And I'll get the other rifle in her hand so you can see what that looks like as well. Oop, I did that backwards. There we go. Nope, I did that right. I just have to sneak the trigger finger in that hole. This is where it gets a little bit tricky with fixed... come on, get in there. There we go. Gotcha. But once it's in there, I mean, it's really in there, and you can get her into a sniping pose as well. Her head, like I said, her head looks up, way up. Really good job with the articulation here, and you can really get her into just a perfect, absolutely perfect sniping pose if you need her to. You can really, I mean, really get that. Oops. Let me fix that. Let me get your head out of the way there, lady. But you can really get her into a beautiful, beautiful sniping pose. There we go. And just like so. And that didn't take me long to do at all. It really didn't. I mean, it's really perfect. Look at that. I can move her head a little bit up that way. There we go. Now it's absolutely perfect. Bam. You know, it's beautiful. Most 6-inch figures can't get into this prone sniping pose. They just can't do it. They're not engineered enough to do it. So, and I feel like a lot of it is due to this cupping hand. These cupping hands are a savior. This is a brilliant piece of action figure history right here, this cupping hand. I know it seems like a very minimalistic thing to point out, but it really does save the day when you're trying to get them to look, whether it's, relaxed like eclipses here, or if you're trying to get them into a shooting pose. This cupping hand, it makes breaks the situation. It really does. And most of the time it makes the situation. So even if I wanted to have her just standing here, kind of just holding this, I'll have her having her like this and like this. That cupping hand, I'm telling you, man, it has so many different purposes. Just like so. Like you can get her, let me get her arm up so she's doing something proper here and she's not doing weird shit. We could have her just kind of holding her pocket right here. And she's just chilling now. She is just chilling like Matt Dillon on penicillin right now. She's holding her pocket. You can get her to do the Al Bundy if you wanted to. It's, no pig, Get her hand in her pants. Or just, hell, man, even just having her hold her belt on the side, looking all sassafras, She could do that too. Let's get her knee bent a little bit. All right, let's get that. Actually, let's get those legs straight. And then we'll just kind of tuck it out. And now she's standing at attention. Clearly I want to have that thumb underneath the belt, but I mean, just took 2 seconds to do something very simple, just like that. You could do that. It just gives so much more to the figure, I feel, as far as just a decorative look. I mean, it's just that simple, So much more characters being used there. All right, so here's the G36 right here. Like I said, essentially the same articulation. I will go through it again just to kind of show you guys the differences in the hand movements and everything. She can even hold her pistol, and all of the ladies can hold their pistol properly, which they can use 2 hands. And most of these women, I believe all of them, do not have they do not have butterfly joints. So you're just getting really good range of motion with no butterflies. Let's get her into a proper shooting pose here. And like I said, I'm trying to show as much range of motion as possible so you guys can see, because essentially they do all have the same kind of range of motion here and articulation because they share a lot of the same bodies. But just something simple like that. I mean, that she's shooting a little bit high up here, but if you mess around with it more and you're not rushing it like I am, bam, 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 ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. What if guns shot like that made that noise? Or what if they made like fart noises while they were shooting? Now I'm acting like a 12-year-old again. Anyway, but no, seriously though. Yeah, this is great. And I'm telling you, the cupping hand is huge. Yeah, it's a huge for 6-inch figures. It's huge. So anyway, I could clearly get her into a better shooting pose than that, but I'm just doing this off the cuff, so bear with me here. Like I said, the head, I love this head. I love the hair sculpt. She looks absolutely fantastic. Love the color scheme. I know it's not a fashion show. It's a freaking. We're talking about military figures here. It's not supposed to be about fashion. It's supposed to be about function and how they are in the field. Are they camouflaged? And what environment will they be in? Why are they wearing that specifically? But besides the uniformity, even within uniformity, there is some customization. You know, so even in the military, they wear patches, other types of patches and stuff like that. So there is some personalization. There is some, I guess, fashion. I don't want to say that word, but within the military. As far as, like I said, her range of motion goes, her articulation, she can look up, way up. Looks really good. She can look down nicely. She can tilt side to side. You know, she's giving you the riot act right now. Why didn't you do the dishes? I told you to do them yesterday. Why isn't the laundry folded? It's just going to sit there. You just left the laundry in the wash, and now it smells like moldy ass. Anyway, so now we've got jive turkeys over here. And she's got some really good jive turkeys. Wow, that's really good. Arms go up about that far. T-joints right there. Not T-joints, but she doing the T-pose. Sorry. She does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, a swivel at the wrist. She does have, like I said, the lateral hinge joint right here, which goes back and forth, and the vertical hinge joint in the pistol grip, which is exactly what you need. She can swivel right here, and like I said, the crunch is going to be, hindered. She can do a little jiggle. That's about it. She can do the splits just like the Steel Brigader. So that's nice as well. Like I said, drop down hips, and like I said, these drop down hips do feel much more fluid and much stronger and more reliable than the Classifieds line. We've got an upper thigh swivel. We've got a double jointed knee right here, as far as that goes. And then we also have a boot swivel. We have an ankle pointy toey. We have a pointy heely. And we have a ankle pivot and 2 peg holes at the bottom of her feet. And that is essentially it for Kill Switch. Now, the knives. You're going to want to switch out. You can use the pistol gripping hand. It's not the hand that you want to use for most of the characters. You're going to want to use the gripping hand for the knife. If I can get this knee to... It's a little bit tight. Like I said, it's a little bit tight, and I did heat up these joints yesterday because I actually received my shipment yesterday. I don't know what this pose is. It's like a weird... She's like The Rock. She's like, come on, bring it. You better bring it. But you can still use the pistol gripping hands. So you can use them, but I would go with the very specific hands right there. That looks cool. I like that. She's like, you better bring the stuff. I'm about to F around and find out. I'm not messing with Kill Switch. But she is a gorgeous figure. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I don't know, man. This do I dare say that? This might be my favorite wave so far. It really might be. I loved Wave 1 so much. Condor is still one, if not one of my favorites. He's my favorite Condor, and that is a lot. A lot of that has to do with some nostalgia based on my part, but these females are really, really well done. And I mean, really, really well done. Once you get these girls in hand, I feel like you guys are really going to like them, excuse me, in general. Let me get her hand in there. But yeah, man, she looks good. I'm very pleased with this overall. So that is good old Kill Switch. let me give you a little bit. There is the read up on the back. So if you would like to pause that and read that, let me just make sure it's coming in clear on my playback here. Hopefully it is. I'll hold it up so you guys can read it. I really do apologize, like I said, for the internet connection right now. I'm not having a good day with the internet connection, I guess. So I do apologize. I know it's coming in a little bit blurry right now. Not on my end. Like when I'm shooting this, it looks crystal clear, but I'm watching it through my tablet and it's not looking so good. Oh, God. Uh, anyway. But yeah. So there you go. She is from, yeah. So there you go. There's the read up. If you want to pause it and read it, go for it. But she is going to go from the top here. We'll put her over here for now. Okay. Now we're down to 2. And I'm going to save my favorite for last. And can you guess who my favorite is? Can you guess? Let me know in the comments below if you can guess who you think my favorite is. I want to say Kill Switch is my number 2. I really like Kill Switch a lot. Her head sculpt is gorgeous. Can you guess who my number 1 is? Excuse me, my number 1. Oop, I gotta get that head out of there. No guesses? No guesses, anyone? Nobody's gonna guess? Oh, Low Monty, I didn't even see you there. Oh wow, that's weird. So yeah, she could do they could do front kicks and everything. There's no issues or anything like that. Here, let me get Eclipse. So we got hold on. Sorry about that. Did I not show front kicks? Yeah, they can do front kicks. They can get up there too if you want to kind of kick them out a little bit. But yeah, they could do front kick. I totally did. I just realized I totally didn't show front kicks. Sorry about that. Thank you to Low Monty for pointing that out. I don't know how I didn't show that, but that's also how the leg goes backwards. So there you go. His guess is my favorite's Eclipse. Anybody else with a guess? Anybody else? No. There's 9 of you in here. Nobody. 12 of you. Now there's 12 of you in here. Nobody. Low Monty said earlier, I can probably make a custom Scarlet with kill switch vest, a spec ops female black body, and classified Scarlet movie head. Yeah, the Scarlet movie head. I want to say that whole Scarlet movie body is amazing. It actually has better range of motion and is more fluid than the regular release, and I think it looks better detail wise, and I think it fits in better and looks more real, and has better sculpting and more sculpting than the original release of Scarlet. Soldier, what's up, buddy? What is up? Soldier, let me know in the comments if you got the new Target exclusive Shawn Michaels. I picked him up, and I've been really on a bender lately with WWE Elites, as far as because I only collect the Legends lines. I don't collect the modern stuff. You did? Awesome, man. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I love him. No, Low Monty, it might not be you lagging. It's probably me. So I don't think it's on your end. It's probably on my end. For some reason, my internet's spotty and just keeps going back and forth. You want Warrior too? Yeah, the Dingo Warrior, the Dingo HO baby. Anyway, yeah, man, Warrior looks awesome. Who else did I pick up? Farouk and Bradshaw. I picked up the Acolytes before they were the APA. I also have the APA, so now I don't know what to do with my APA and my Acolytes since they would be in the same stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll sell one of them. Who knows? I think that the APA is actually going for quite a bit of money now. But anyway, I digress. So we'll get to now, and this is tough because both of these two are extremely cool. Extremely cool. They're both unique, even though they use similar bodies, and she's probably the most unique out of anybody. Um, But next up, we'll do, like I said, I'm going to save my favorite for last, and that is, unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately. I know a lot of people are going to like this one as their favorite, but my favorite is actually not Pandora. So we'll do Pandora next, and there's nothing wrong with Pandora. Like I said, personal preference wise, Pandora is extremely unique. She's got her own knife, which no one else has, well, at least yet. She's got two pistol holsters on her tack vest. She's got this like Joker-esque kind of scarred face, which is there's a reason for that, which is, a little graphic. I can't say the word on YouTube or so I'll probably get banned or something. But the submachine gun she does come with, we've seen before in what was it, Wave One's releases. But I don't mind it. Doesn't bother me. She's more of a dual wielding type girl anyway. I kind of got her in this like relaxed, I'm about to slice your face open pose. I like the uniqueness of this face. I might have to get the bloody version. There's a bloody version of her. I think it goes for around $45 on the Valaverse website. But yeah, this is really cool. I love the look of this figure. I love that she's got tattoos right here. We saw some tattoos with Desert Rat, and I'm not sure if Tim Kennedy's had tattoos. I'm looking at him right now, but I think the only one with tattoos is Desert Rat, and you can barely see it. It's on his like forearm. But she's got tattoos on her arms, or on her arm, excuse me, not her arms, plural. And she also has a tattoo on the back of her head. I'm sure they mean something. I don't even have a tattoo. I don't have one tattoo. Never got one. But, I'm sure it's some sort of like Irish meaning to it. But that's what the tattoo looks like right here on the back of her head. It looks really cool. Really do quite like this. I love the arm wraps and the fist wraps. Now, this is where it's really cool. Where most companies, when they do fist wraps, even Mattel WWE Elites don't get fist wraps right for the most part. These are, I want to say, some of the most accurate fist wraps I've ever seen, where they go actually in between the fingers, like they're supposed to for an actual fighter, a bare knuckle fighter. They actually do kind of spin the tape and then bring it through and loop it up and around and then through again and then wrap accordingly. So that is actually a really well done detail right there that most toy companies just don't do. But this is, like I said, I mean, you're paying $32 for a figure, and it's got the detail that you really want to see, I think, in a $32 figure. Now, I do have her with the pistol gripping hands. I think what I might do is I might, because she's a dual wielder, keep the pistol gripping hands. She still can hold the knife, like I said. They can still hold knives in their pistol gripping hands. It's just not as tight or as secure as you really want it to be. But she can hold it like this, or she can hold it underneath. I want to say she holds it more securely underneath than the normal way, like so. But I really do like this knife. I like to pick one of these type of knives up. I'm sure they're called something specific. I'm not a big knife guy, but it is a really cool knife. It does come with its own very specific holster, which is very nice. And it does slide right in there beautifully. So no issues there. The pistols themselves, they look, I want to say are they the reuse of, let me see if these are just the same as, yes, so these are the same as Blowback's sidearm, and most of, I want to say, some people in Wave 2A and 2B came with this kind of, I think it's like a Special Forces edition. I would love a SIG. I know Bobby Val is not a big SIG guy. I'm a SIG guy. It's fine. Personal preference, whatever. We'll probably never see a SIG in this line then. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to at least get, my gun, which is a P 320, but I'll just pretend that this is a P 320, even though it's not a P 320. But you can get her into dual wielding poses. She does look, she doesn't look like a brute. She looks like, I can't point it out. She doesn't look like she's butch or anything like that. She looks like she's attractive. She looks menacing. She looks damaged. She looks like she's got a lot to talk about. And if you read I think it was the initial comic with her in it, you don't want to ask too many questions when you're hanging out with good old Pandora here. She doesn't seem to like it too much. So definitely don't ask her anything about her past, or something might happen to you. So just to point that out. Her tack vest, like I said, you can remove her head just by popping it off, just like so. Let me get her head so I'm not bumping into the camera. You can remove the scarf from here. I'd like her with the scarf on. I feel like she looks a little bit like she's missing something without the scarf, but it's whatever. You could do both. She's showing a little bit of cleavage. It's not really like anything. Not that you need a bunch of cleavage showing, but just to point it out, like I said, the tack vest is removable, and that would be right across, right down the slit, or I want to say the crease here for the tack vest. You can remove that, and she is just wearing pretty much just like I want to say like a tank top underneath that. So, and it's just a gray tank top. Let's just, let's just test it out and see how, if it's really hard to get the vests off, if it's not that hard, because I should show that, I feel like. Let me get this knife out of here. Let's see if it's tough to do. Huh? I'm pulling it from the wrong way. You got to pull it from this way. So you want to pull from this side. I was pulling from the wrong side. I was getting a little bit of resistance there, so I stopped. So if you get any resistance, and that means you're pulling from the wrong side, you want to pull from the back outward. But it did pop off nicely, so you can take that off if you need to, if you want to, whatever you want to do here. Let's get this stand off of her body so I can move around and not bump into stuff all over the place. Like I said, if you guys have any questions while I'm just fumbling about, please just don't hesitate to ask, and I'll do my best to read the comments here. Athletic, yes, good point, Andy. She's athletic, and yeah, it makes sense. He said, "No worries. I used the AOL. We should be good now." Yeah, but if you guessed Eclipse, then you were correct. You were definitely correct in your assessment of which one is my favorite. And there's a lot of reasons why. There's one glaring reason, but, there's lots of reasons why. So this is what she looks like without, let me get her head back on here. So if you wanted to have her maybe a little bit more bare bones, maybe they caught her off, maybe, the enemy caught her off guard, something like that. You could have her just like this, bare bones, if you wanted to. And the cool thing is that they're definitely going to reuse this torso eventually down the road. I know that Bobby Vale this is his favorite character, I think, throughout the entire universe, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be reusing this body somewhere down the road. I would assume, at least. But you know what they say about assumptions in, you know, under siege, dark territory. They're the mother of all. Leave it in the comments below. But this is what she looks like. I think she looks cool. Like I said, the head doesn't, and the hair doesn't really get in the way too much, which is really, really cool. I do like that. You can get her to look up, She looks down, looks good. And I'm usually not all about this whole I'm going to shave one side of my head thing kind of girl haircut. That's a little too hipster for me. But anyway, taking a closer look at the face here. Let's get that in there. There we go. You can see she does have the scar going across her face right here on both sides. It's a little bit more hidden on this side just due to the hair being in the way a little bit, but it is there regardless. We've got a little bit of black shading going around the eyes to kind of give her that I haven't slept in a week, maybe you don't want to talk to me or hit on me type feel to her. But yeah, looks pretty cool. I like the different shades for the hair. I think that looks really cool. And I like how it goes from like red into this like vibrant blonde. It's almost like the evil is the I shouldn't say, well, I mean there's certain, she's not really 100% evil, but there's things that she does that are really messed up. So it's like the evil is like pouring out of her pores, and then it's like it's almost like the evil starts here and ends here, and then she's got like a little bit of good kind of showing here. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into things. I probably am. I have a tendency to do that sometimes, but she can hold her guns nicely, her pistolas, whatever you want to call. As far as her articulation does go, and I'll show it with the vest off, and then I'll show it with the vest on just for the torso area. But her head can look down very nicely. Look at that. That is good range of motion looking down. Head can look up. And you actually get a little bit extra range of motion just because she's got jive turkeys, which we'll get to in a second. Her head tilts the least out of anybody. Let me get her head popped up. Yeah, it does tilt if you kind of pop the head forward a little bit. If you jive those turkeys forward. But it can tilt side to side just like so. It can swivel at a full 360 rotation if you needed to. We got jive turkeys up in here. We got a turkey party. The arms can do a T-pose right there. There's your T-pose. Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I just had to. Arms go down. Full 360 rotation in the arm. We've got a bicep swivel. We have a double jointed elbow right there. And then we have a wrist swivel right here. We have the vertical, like I said, vertical hinge joints for the pistol grips, lateral hinge joints for all the other hands. So pretty much across the board. Now, she does have her own set of hands, which are still in the package. Fist hands, cupping hands, and gripping hands. And like I said, they're all lateral hinge joints for every other hand, but the pistol gripping hands, which are verts. She does have a diaphragm joint, which can tilt side to side. Really good range of motion there in the tiltage. And then she's got some swivels, a little bit of swivels. There's a lot of rubbing right there, as you can hear. Tilt, swivel, kind of crunch back. That's maxed out right there. That's really good range of motion. I mean, she is yogaing it up right now, and that's not a word. She can crunch forward. That's pretty good for a diaphragm joint, I want to say. Most Marvel Legends can't get this range of motion right here as far as diaphragms go. So there's that. Not all, most. There's going to be somebody in the comments like, you said that they all get... No, I didn't. Anyway, legs go forward. Got it. Legs go back. She does have drop down hips. She can do the splits. She can Van Damme the hell out of that. She can swivel at the thigh. She's got the double jointed knees that are very nice and tight. Toit like a tiger. And then she does, and I'm really trying to be gentle here, swivel at the boot. Pointy toe. That's a little bit of tightness in the ankle there. I might have to loosen that up even more. Pointy heely, ankle pivot, and 2 pegals at the bottom of her feet. And she does have the treads at the bottom of her feet as well. And let me just double check. And they all have the same feet and same boots. So these are almost like the early 1992 Shawn Michaels boots, where he had that like piece of metal right here. It's ridiculous. Look up the 92 Survivor Series Shawn Michaels. You'll know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to those boots. The Shawn Michaels, I have a armored boot. Armored boot. Yes. Armored boot. Anyway, moving on here. Let's move on because I sound like an idiot. You do want to pop her head off if you take the tack vest off, just to save yourself some time here. But getting the vest tola back on the body ola, you want to just kind of sassafras that down right there. And now let's see how easy these clasp back together. This is my first time doing it, so bear with me here. I do have fat fingers that get in the way. I've always had fat fingers, even when I was 160 pounds. But that didn't take long at all to get that back together. So good job. Good on you. Thank you, Bobby Vala, and everyone at Valaverse, for the easy peasy lemon squeezy tag vestige. All right. These are so fun to play with, man. All right. So as far as articulation with her vest on, she can do some swivels. She can't really crunch forward and back. She can do a little bit of the jiggles, but it's mostly just the swivels. And she can do a little bit of no, she can't really do much of that either. That's just the hips moving. So she's much more hindered as far as that goes, but let's see if she can get into a prone shooting position here. Now, she might be the one that's most hindered, but if you turn her head to the side here, oh yeah, George. I don't know who George is. I just said George. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, I don't even know who George is. I don't even know a George. Oh, boy. But you can get her into a looking flying pose. She doesn't fly, but, maybe she's got thrown by somebody. But, yeah, you can definitely get her into a prone shooting position. I guarantee it. Now I'm from the Bayou or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. Born on the Bayou. I better stop singing that because then I'll get copyright stricken. You said 1 second of lyrics. That's it. Copyright strike. Delete. Alt delete. Control alt delete. Sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get her kniff back in there and then we'll move on. I'll show you the read up on her. I didn't show the read up on the Steel Brigaders, but it's essentially the same. Maybe it's a little bit of differentiation here and there. But yeah, man, she's awesome. I want to say she's probably my 3rd favorite. Some people are probably smacking their head right now saying, how could you say that? Oh my God, including if Bobby Vala even watches this, which I doubt he does. But I like her a lot. I want to say she's top tier material. Really good range of motion, very good detail where it's needed. I would say that if I had the bloody version, which I do plan on actually getting, she might be higher up in the tier just because she might actually look better with the bloody look. I don't know why, but just more detail, more fun. That's what I'm going to say. Really like the head sculpt. I don't know. The reason why she's a little bit further down the tier is because she's a little bit too edgelordy, just a little bit for me. But she's still really cool. So don't get it twisted. I really do like her. Here is Pandora's read up. Let me make sure. Let me see if this time you guys will actually be able to read it. It's not looking good. Right off the bat. I will hold it up here for the people watching live. Hopefully, if you're watching this on playback, you'll be able to adjust maybe or zoom in. I know you have the zoom in feature now. Something else to point out is that all of the figures in this wave, essentially, as far as the mainstay 4 characters that I'm doing here, are all worth 2 action points. So, but there is the read up. And you can pause it and read it if you're watching it on playback. If you're watching it live, I'll do my best to hold it up there. She is from Limerick. I hope I'm saying that right. Ireland. Her secondary skills are arson. Oh my god. The Conan mob. Or Kunin mob. Formerly. And that's a part of her backstory as well. So you guys understand what that means if you check out the opening issue with Pandora in it. Her primary specialty is organized crime. Ooh. But that is Miss Miranda Kelly. And that is Pandora. So there you go. All right, on to my favorite of the wave. Let's get this little lady in here. Let's get this little lady in here. Look at this friggin' alternate head sculpt right here. My God, that is awesome. It looks better than the promo pics. It really does. I gave her a different rifle here, as you can see. She does come with a... she actually comes with this rifle right here, the same rifle as the female Steel Brigader. I was like, let's switch that up a little bit. So I had some Gridiron Studios stuff left over that I had. It also came with a strap, a little kind of a, it's kind of cheap, but it does the job. It's like a rubber band strap. So I decided to give her this instead, just to switch it up a little bit so she looks a little bit different from everybody else. She's really cool. Now, there's a couple reasons why I like her the most. I love this head sculpt. And let me just get this in really close so you guys can see. The eyes are beautifully done, nice and centered. They're not cross-eyed. They're not, one's looking to the left. They're not doing McFarlane side-eye. I love the head sculpt for this. It just looks so darn good. It looks so good. The metallics, they actually use some metallics for I want to say it's almost like a turquoise for the head shawl or the head wrap. I'll just call it that. I know there's a technical term. Someone's going to be like, oh, you're not saying the right term. How dare you? But, that's how it goes in life. I love this head sculpt. It looks so good. This might be how I display her, although I do like her regular head, which we'll get to in a second. Let me get this rifle out of her hand because she does not come with this, so I don't want to confuse anybody with stuff. So let me just not confuse people. Like I said, same hands that everybody else comes with, except for Pandora. She comes with her own kind of hands. They're all wrapped and stuff, but they do have the same articulated points. Lateral with everything else, vertical with the pistol grip. Same tack vest as Kill Switch and the female Steel Brigader. So there's that. Yeah, man, I love this look for her. She almost looks like a traditional Steel Brigader, like the original design for the Steel Brigader. She almost does. There's subtle things, and by subtle I mean the pants. But not only is this head sculpt cool, but the other head sculpt is awesome. And the fact that she comes with the same, and we'll put the head on so you guys can see. The fact that she comes with the kind of unwrapped shema or whatever it's called is really cool. And it's the same design and pattern and paint as the head wrap. So that's pretty awesome as well. Let's pop this head off. We'll pop her normal head on. My dog's woo-wooing downstairs. But here is her head sculpt. I love this head sculpt. I really love this head sculpt. It looks really, really good. And you can tell that the eyes are exactly the same. Same skin tone. Everything is paint matched and everything. They did a really good job with her. The eyes are like this. They're almost like a light, like olive eye, where it's like it's very piercing. It almost reminds me of like how piercing Alexandria Daddario's eyes are, except she's got blue eyes. These are like piercing, like olive or almost like green eyes. Same thing with Pandora. Like all of the females have really good, like piercing, eye-catching eyes, I guess. They just did a really good job, and like all the paint for the mouth is centered properly. I mean, it's the level of consistency with these figures is just really astounding. I really haven't had too much of an issue, and let's just bring in Condor here, just to kind of show, the differences between the head sculpts. And I want to say the female, Eclipse probably has the better head sculpt, but he's got a very unique kind of it's almost like a John Cena-esque head sculpt, where he's got the square jaw and everything. But yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty dang cool. Really love this head sculpt, and I love this one. I don't know which one I like more because they're for different, obviously different reasons that you'd be using that head sculpt. She's not going to just walk around with that, her head wrapped all the time. But I do love it. I do love them both. And you can put the scarf on there and you pop the head on. And she looks like she is ready to give people orders, She is ready. It's like that. You're coming to her if you got a question, hey, I got a question. Like, what should I do? She's going to give you the right answer, every time. That's what she looks like. I love the braid coming over here on the side of the head. This is actually better than another figure that I feel like is better than the prototype photos. And once you get her in hand, you're going to like her even more. And that goes for all of them. But it's not just the head sculpts that I like about her. It's also because, she is from Rochester, New York. And as you would know, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. Now that I live in the Carolinas, and by the Carolinas, I mean South Carolina. As you would know, I moved here, but I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. And Buffalo and Rochester are essentially they're like twins, Rochester's about an hour away from Buffalo, if that, depending on how you drive. But she's from Rochester. That's so cool. That is so darn cool. Hopefully one day, I'm hoping that one day I get a Buffalo character. Please, Bobby Valley, if you're out there, can I please get a Buffalo, New York character? I know we just got a Rochester character. Can we please get a Buffalo, New York character? You can call him Buffalo Bill. It works. Let's get it going. He can come with 2, 6-shooters. Let's get it going. Come on now. Not the other Buffalo Bill. It's to put the lotion on its skin, Buffalo Bill. But no. Yeah, so she is from Rochester, New York. Like I said, it's like a stone's throw away from Buffalo, New York, and I love Rochester. Every time I've gone there, great food. It's the originator of Dinosaur. If you don't know what that restaurant is, get to know it. I love Dinosaur. It's so good. We have one in Buffalo, I believe, still. Hopefully, I think at least from last time I was there, it was still there. But yeah, she's pretty awesome, man. If I was a female character, I would probably be Eclipse. Her primary specialty is a 38A civil affairs officer. Her secondary skills are a 2B air assault, a 5P parachutist, which, if you know anything about me, I love jumping out of a plane. I would love to. And a 5Q Pathfinder. This is essentially everything that I would want to be if I was some sort of uh, actual specialist military character. All of this wrapped up into a nice little bundle right there. She is a staff sergeant. That is her rank. And yeah, man, she's like the female Duke, you know? Jack of all trades, master of all, too. I love her. She might be up there with friggin' Condor, dude. I think her and Condor. It's like, hey, you want to go out sometime? What did you just say to me? Oh, anyway, sorry. No, but seriously, she looks great. I love her uniform. It looks fantastic. I think. Love the scheme. And she's definitely going to be in charge of her own squad, man. Like she's definitely going to have her own squad. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love the obviously clearly the uniformity and how she looks with the Steel Brigaders. I think it works perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Like I said, whether you have the head wrap, head sculpt, or if you have the regular head sculpt right here, I think it's a win-win. It really is a win-win with her. Gorgeous head sculpt. I love it. I absolutely love it. She does come with the same pistol as all of the Steel Brigaders and most of Team Action Force, I should say. Same holster, essentially the same stuff. The uniqueness comes in the head sculpts. Clearly, whoa, I'm dropping head sculpts. If you really wanted to, I guess you could. If you want to pop this head off, you can. Let me get the head off. There we go. And if you wanted to, you could take the commander head and you could pop that on here. If you want to have her a little bit more tactical, if she's going into maybe more of an extreme setting, you can have that commander head on her body. And it's not all the way on the peg. There we go. Now it's all the way down. You could have this on there, and now she still looks official, you know? You could still go with this look if you wanted to. So you could borrow the head from the Steel Brigader and go with this if you want to. And clearly this head will also look the same on the body if you want to go for a regular trooper build. So if you want to army build her and pop the head on this body, you could if you want to. But then again, you would have to buy the same amount of Eclipses as you would Steel Brigaders and then just swap the head. But it's up to you, you know? It's your money. You do what your money with what you want. It's all up to you. But I gave her, like I said, and this might not be a permanent thing. I might go for something a little bit more unique for her. This is essentially like a carbine, excuse me. It looks like it shoots 9 mil. So, but for now, this is what she's going to have for now. I almost want to give her, if it's here, and if did I or did I not bring all the stuff with me? This is where I always goof and forget where I put things sometimes. Uh-oh. But I believe I might have left it downstairs. But I almost want to give her the ACR. I believe that's what it is. Or at least that's what it looks like. I almost almost want to give her that because it is cool and unique looking, and I'm all about that. Separating each other from each other. But anyway, you can fit her out. You can outfit her, excuse me, with anything you want, essentially. But yeah, man, she looks great. Like I said, whether you go with this head or this head, it's a win-win. But yeah, she is cool. Let me get her gun back in her hand here. Get your rifle back in your hand, you silly little girl. There we go. And we'll get our little sling here situated. And you could have it draping like so. You could have her standing, like this, kind of holding it. So she's just kind of grabbing it. Or you could have it, I guess you could have her grabbing it like this in the whole part. I don't know what I'm doing here. But, yeah, up to you, however you want to display her. Let me get the little swivelly swivel over here. And then we will bring this to a close. I don't want to go too long with this. We'll get her over here. And we'll get a cute little Pandora over there. Why not? Cute. I'm calling them cute now. Oh, boy. Someone's going to chew me up and spit me out for saying that. Did you just say cute? You just called them cute? How dare you? Are strong female protagonists right there. But there we go. We'll get her over here, and then we'll get my girlfriend's telling me she closed all her rings. That's what she just texted me. I closed all my rings. Okay, hun. That's great. No, but good for her though. She is trying very hard. She has like these workout rings that she does. Sorry. Anyway, I'm sure nobody gives a shit. But they're probably like, the hell's he talking about? Workout rings? What? But there we go. Here's the crew. We're gonna do some swivelly-roo. Some swivels going on here. And we'll bring this almost to a close, and I'll give you my final thoughts, just like Jerry Springer, and we'll be on our way. How's that? Get that all situated right there, bro, and there you go. And then we do some swivelly-roos. Let me back off my lighting just a hair trigger. Hair trigger. Yeah, hair trigger. Surprised nobody's called hair trigger. But, yeah. Final thoughts. Articulation is fantastic. Range of motion is fantastic. The fact that they can all do a prone position, which most of the guys can do it too, but I feel like it's a little bit easier with the females. And let me actually, you know what? Let me check and see if she can do it as well. I didn't go through articulation with her just because it's essentially the same, but yeah, she's a little bit tougher to get. I think you could still get her going though. You could probably still pull it off, you know? There we go. She's Superman posing. But yeah. I want to say the females just feel a little bit more fun in hand. I don't know, maybe I'm just hyping. I shouldn't. I usually don't hype too much. But the females feel a little bit more fun in hand. And that's just, I think, my take. But yeah, articulation, range of motion, the fact that they can lay prone, the fact that they can really look down the sights of their rifles and their pistols. I think that's great. I like the uniqueness, even though they're very uniform. At least the three of the four. Pandora's super unique. And that's what I feel like you need. You need that uniqueness in each wave. At least if it's just one character, you need that uniqueness to step apart from the rest. And that's what is done very well here. I want to say for the most part, I had a lot of fun doing this. I've only owned these about 24 hours. I got these in the mail late last night. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with these in general. Might end up picking up some more, especially I might get another Eclipse. Might probably going to definitely get another Pandora and Kill Switch. I mean, I might just get doubles of the wave just because the whole wave is like I said, smaller waves costing less within time, because you got to have a budget. Most collectors at least have a budget. If you have liquid money, then it doesn't. None of this applies to you. But I want to say for the most part, um, yeah, having that budget and having smaller waves makes sense for collectors these days, especially with the crazy prices. And yeah, definitely two thumbs up for this wave. This is one of my favorite waves, if not my favorite wave, just because of how cool each one is and how different, while still being similar, each one is. So, but yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let me see what some of you got to say about the wave so far. Ab crunch range without the vest. I could do that really quick. Let me do it. I'll do it with her. Let me just see. I'll get this vest off because I did not show that. So thank you, Lomonti, for pointing that out. There we go. Pop the head off. There we go. Okay. Right now, I'm just taking the vest off, in case you guys are wondering what the hell I'm doing. Like, what's he doing? I never know what he's doing in there. I was just watching that the other day. You're about to shoot your video? Well, be sure to check out Andy's video as soon as he is done shooting it and uploading that. I will be. Oh boy! I just noticed something. Uh-oh. I noticed something. I got to be a little bit careful here because I have a severe stress joint right here. Oh, yeah, that is no bueno at all. I might have to reach out to Valaverse and let them know that this is. And I heated all of these neck joints up. Yeah, it's cracking right there on the neck. So that is something to point out. Be careful and try to pay attention with your figures. As I was trying to get this off, I just noticed that. So, and I like to think I'm pretty careful with my figures. I don't really ham fist them. I'm not really just like, like going at it hard. I mean, this is literally the first time I've even taken off the vest, and I've only removed the head from the body once. So, but anyway, here is the articulation range of motion with the other body other than Pandora, and they're all the same. The other two ladies. Really good range of motion crunching back. Really good range of motion crunching forward. I want to say better than Pandora. Tilt side to side, swivel. And I want to say the swivel is actually a little bit more fluid than Pandora's too. Tilt side to side, can swivel at the waist as well. A little bit hindered. But that's pretty much it for there. Yeah, I might have to hit up Mr. Bobby Vala and see what he can do for me for this. Because this eventually is going to snap off, and then there goes the neck joint. Because that is extremely stressed. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a white stress mark creasing all the way from here to here. And like I said, I only removed the head once, and it's kind of a hard stress joint, and I didn't really pull anything off too hard. So I don't know. Maybe it was my doing, and I just wasn't paying attention. Hopefully, I don't think it was though, because when I took the head off the first time, I'll have to go back and watch the replay. When I took the head off the first time, I don't believe I noticed a stress joint. So I don't know. We'll have to take a look, or I'll have to take a look when I'm done with this. All right, let me go ahead and get this back on here. on camera here, just in case something silly does happen. I'm going to try and be really careful and kind of get that over so there's no more stress on that neck joint. But I'm usually very, very careful with figures. That's an unfortunate thing right there. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Well, I guess once I get this head on, it's not going to come off. And I'm going to be really careful with it. So, I don't know. Maybe he could send me another neck joint or something. I don't know how that would even work because it would have to be an upper torso piece. Maybe he could send me an upper torso piece. I could pop this one off and pop a new one back on. So hopefully, hopefully that would work. That would work nicely if we could just do that. Because it's just the part. I don't need a whole new figure or anything like that. And I'm going to be really careful pushing down here because I'm assuming that's probably what caused this to kind of snap a little bit, was probably the pressure from pushing down. And like I said, I did heat all of these up yesterday as soon as I got them out of package. There we go. And then just before the review, I heated them up again. So, I heat properly. I keep them far away, and I kind of wave back and forth. So, it's not the end of the world. She can still, look up and down. You just see that stress mark. And I'm pretty sure that stress mark was not there because I would have noticed that before. So, it's an unfortunate thing, but I think the figure will still function. I just have to be mindful of that for the future. Unfortunate, very unfortunate, but, these are plastic that we are dealing with here. So, but I'll give you guys an update and see what Mr. Bobby says. In wave 1, I did have 2 left feet for my Sergeant Slaughter, and he did replace the foot for me. So that was really nice. And he sent it right away. Immediately. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure he'll take care of me. But yeah, that will be it for the review. Let me know if you guys have any more questions that I could show you or help you out with the wave. If there's anything you think I didn't show, let me know, and I'll be sure to add that in really quick. I might have missed it, but did I get to any of the female troopers? Yeah, Low Monty, pretty much the only trooper I did get was the Steel Brigader out of this wave. I did not get the female Republic troopers. Either one of them. I think it was the Urban Trooper and the Night Ops Trooper. Or the Spec Ops, or whatever you want to call it. The all-black one. I didn't get those just because it wasn't within the budget at the time for me. It was kind of a thin budget at the time when I was pre-ordering these, so I just went for the mainstay 4 characters. I'll probably get the Republic female troopers maybe in the next order. I might pick up a whole nother set of this wave maybe next week. This coming week's paycheck. I might have to do that. So if I do get those, and when I do get those, I'll be sure to do another video and showcase those as well. Like I said, also be sure to stay tuned for the SDS wave, which I didn't do yet. Hello. His headset looks ridiculous on his head. What was that? Blowback, what are you doing? But I will have a full review on Blowback, and I will have a full review on the troopers as well, the Steel Brigaders, which I love these Steel Brigaders. I want to say that I have the most fun picking up these Steel Brigaders, and I want to say I have army built more Steel Brigaders than any other 6-inch line that I own. And I don't own too many. It's not like I own like 24 of them or anything like that. I own probably 8, and that's a lot for me. But that's it. We've got we'll get Condor to say goodbye to everybody. All right, everyone. I don't know why he's talking like Sir Gideon. But yeah, that's this will be Sir Gideon's distant relative. Hello there, Sir Gideon Heavenbrand's distant relative, Condor here. And I wanted to say thank you for tuning in today. And everything is, I'm not focusing properly, but these ladies are spectacular. You're spectacular. Yes, thank you very much for sticking around. And madam, you are spectacular. And I don't know if I want to tell you you're spectacular because you might slit my throat. So I'll just say you are an individual. And you are spectacular. Thank you very much. And that's going to be it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys enjoyed my ridiculousness. And yeah, I think that'll be it for me. Like I said, Andy's about to do his video as well. I apologize again for the quality of the video. Like I said, I am shooting this live. My internet is not necessarily the best. This probably is on me for making this decision to do this live. But I promise you, from here on out, I'll make sure that I just record them and then upload them. So, but still stay tuned for all of my other live streams, which are much better quality. For some reason, it's when I'm shooting this live from my phone. It's just the poops, the the hot garbage, the drizzling shits as they call it. But yeah, be sure to stay tuned for a. I'll be doing probably not this weekend, maybe on Monday. I'll be doing another Thrill of the Toy Hunt live. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try and do those more regularly just because there's a lot of stuff that is coming out and was released and then was also shown that I do want to talk about. And then I got a lot of recent pickups, which we can go through that too. And you guys, we can go do some shopping together. So if you're looking for something or you thought something was out of stock, maybe I can find it for you. That's why we do Thrill of the Toy Hunt, is that we can find stuff together, whether you're looking for it solely or if I'm looking for it, we can help each other out and do some online shopping together since we can't all hang out physically. But that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It is a very extended, long review, but I wanted to be as in-depth as possible. And hopefully I hit all of the bullet points that are necessary. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always. Thank you to everyone who tuned in live. Andy, Lomonti, Soul Drum. Let's see who else. I know Terry Turner's in here somewhere. I know he's in here. He's probably just lurking. But even if you were just lurking, thank you so much. Like I said, check this wave out. I think this is a very well done wave. The figures are very well engineered. I had the one little goof with the neck piece, but I'm sure we'll get that figured out. I'm not too worried about it. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. And I will see you guys on the flip side.